Coming up on Evening Edition, for more than a year, our LEX 18 Investigates team has been gathering information on a death caused by an alleged mix-up at a Lexington hospital. And now we can tell you everything we found out.
A lot of the focus here has been on process because this process broke down, and that's very critical. It's a huge part of what we do.
Plus,
here at the end of July, it's hot, it's humid, it's muggy. It's certainly quite uncomfortable. We don't necessarily like it, but one thing that does like it are these blackberries. We'll bring you to Eckerd's Orchard coming up.
And an update to a story we brought you here on LEX 18. Kentucky lawmakers are demanding answers from the state's foster care system. Evening Edition starts now. Good evening, I'm Larry Smith.
And I'm Nancy Cox.
For nearly a year now, our LEX 18 Investigates team has been looking into a patient's death at a local hospital.
And tonight we're finally able to share the results of what we've uncovered. LEX 18's Lee Searcy's here now with more on this deadly medication mix-up.
Well, we're not naming the patient in this case, and since the nurse was not disciplined by the state nursing board, we're not identifying her either. But we are outlining what the nursing board report seems to show, that there were several missed opportunities for all involved to stop and double check what they were doing. Last summer, an 81-year-old man was transferred from St. Joseph's Hospital in Mount Sterling to St. Germain in Lexington because of gastrointestinal bleeding. He needed a higher level of care. But within 48 hours of being taken to the other hospital, he died. So what happened? According to the Fayette County Coroner's report, the patient was supposed to receive bowel prep medication for a colonoscopy, but instead he got dialysis medication called Natrolite, causing his death. So how did that fatal medical mix-up happen?
Those are rare, so that is not something that happens, every day or even every month.
LEX 18 Investigates recently obtained 70 pages of documents from the Kentucky Board of Nursing's now closed investigation. That's after the hospital self-reported the incident. These lay out the last hours, alleged actions, and medical missteps leading up to the patient's death. According to the timeline in the file, on June 29th of last year, a doctor ordered bowel prep for a colonoscopy. At 5:34 p.m., a nurse was unable to scan the medication, what was supposed to be bowel prep. She called the pharmacy. In approximately 6 minutes, the pharmacy sent another label to the floor, reportedly without ever seeing the medication container. The patient was given 8 ounces of the Natrolite to drink, but it's noted he was unable to tolerate the liquid. Around 10:30 that evening, he was given the rest of the liquid through a feeding bag. It wasn't until midnight that caregivers caught the medication error and stopped. By 7:35 that morning, the patient was dead. According to the nurse's attorney, the Natrolite was left by dialysis and could have been there for approximately 3 days. In his letter to the nursing board, he pointed out that Natrolite is similar in appearance to another product called Go Lightly, which is used in bowel prep. While we haven't seen photos of the exact containers in this instance, you can see the similarities. We talked to the nursing board's executive director, who was limited on what she could say about the incident.
When you go back and you look at all the steps leading from the time they got the order to give the medication to the time it actually hit the patient, there were multiple process failures.
In the medical field, there are precautions, hard stops in place to try and prevent medical mix-ups. According to this file, there were opportunities to stop and raise questions, opportunities that were passed by. Why was the dialysis solution left behind? Why was the container not checked more closely when the barcode didn't scan? And why did the pharmacy send a label without looking at the container?
I would agree there were some assumptions made in this case that I would consider to be unsafe.
That's the medication safety officer of the Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center. He says the problem should have been caught when the nurse called the pharmacy.
And it sounds like what was executed were workarounds, and the workarounds that were executed would allow the medication to be scanned, but not without some effort.
How often do these things happen? That's what people would like to know.
Yeah, they are rare, but they do occur.
The nurse in question was not disciplined by the nursing board. They found there was no intent to harm and that there were other mistakes outside of her role. But the board did express concern about not double-checking the medication. Less than 2 months after the fatal medical mix-up, documents show that same nurse was recognized by hospital administrators for catching another potential fatal medication error.
I hope that many people learn from this mistake and the risks of giving a medication and working around barcode scanning, that those risks are heightened and sensitized by this particular event. And I hope your report accomplishes that.
Well, any word from the family or the hospital?
Well, I did reach out to the Sun because we wanted to make the family aware that this story would be coming out, and the Sun did not have any comment. And as for CHI St. Joe Health Systems, we were curious if any changes had been made as a result of this incident, and the hospital had no comment.
What else do we know about staffing during the time this happened, and what about the pharmacy's role in it?
Well, it's kind of interesting because according to the letter by the nurse's attorney, the nursing board, she had been caring for 3 ICU patients at the time of the incident while also working as the charge nurse. She assigned herself this patient when he was transferred from the other hospital. And as far as the pharmacy goes, we reached out to the Kentucky Pharmacy Board, and as of now, they are still investigating this incident.
Wow. Okay. Lots to come. Yeah. Lee, thanks for that. We appreciate it. Well, Kentucky lawmakers are demanding answers from leaders of the state's foster care system after reports of children in state custody sleeping in state offices and hotel rooms.
They heard testimony from the Department for Community-Based Services yesterday. According to state officials, the practice of using office space and hotel rooms is used frequently for children who are turned away from foster care because of behavioral issues. They told lawmakers the living conditions allow them to meet basic needs of the children, but rarely more than that.
These are our children that are the most vulnerable of this state, and we have failed them in several ways. And I think we all just need to pull together and start working together.
The task force will continue studying potential solutions and funding sources ahead of next year's legislative session.
It's almost time for students, believe it or not, to go back to school.
And today, the Jefferson County Board of Education is deciding how the state will implement Senate Bill 150. The bill determines what schools can talk about when it comes to gender expression, identity, and sexual orientation. SB 150 also allows teachers to ignore preferred pronouns and restrict bathroom access. JCPS is deciding between 2 policy drafts. One version includes concern about whether the bill violates the Constitution and Title IX. We'll update you as we learn more about the district's decision.
Well, it is hot, and it's going to stay that way here in the Bluegrass.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck's tracking this heat wave and joins us now with a first look at your Storm Tracker forecast.
And I know you're sitting thinking, why? Why on earth is this happening? Because it's July, and this is eventually what happens. We do get hot. We're going to look at this as we head into the weekend and likely into next week with temperatures in the 90s. A cooling thunder shower for some, but not many. We have been watching showers try and get going here across the southern tier down toward the Tennessee line. That little shower, let's see how in this pass. It's already declining. It hit the cap, and this thing is already beginning to wash out in southern Pulaski County, northern Wayne County. But that storm, as we look back the other side of Lake Cumberland, has a little more oomph to it. It may eventually get into southern Wayne County before it dissipates out as well. But it is a hot day. We're seeing temperatures now middle upper 80s, still pushing 90 in Springfield. 88 in London, 84 Jackson, 84 Moorhead, Flemingsburg, Mount Sterling matches it. Frankfurt comes in at 87. Matched in Lexington. Dew points, that's how much moisture's in the air. How muggy does it feel? Well, pretty doggone muggy for a lot of us. Upper 60s, low 70s, and that then equates to heat index values that are still upper 90s. Monticello, Somerset there, Richmond's right behind. Lexington, the heat index comes in at around 90 to the east. Not quite as bad, mid 80s, but the heat index numbers will be pushing 100 by the time we get you into the latter part of the week and toward the weekend. Overnight tonight, not much goes on. We may see an isolated thunder shower try and get going tomorrow, as the atmosphere will be a little more conducive, but not much more. It's going to be a hot day with that dying shower complex coming in. It's not going to have a big impact on our weather. Day tomorrow begins with temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70, and we finish in the 90s. We'll talk about the heat wave in a couple minutes.
All right, Bill, we'll talk to you in a few. Well, if you're anything like our Austin Pollock, you're already tired of this heat and humidity. But blackberries and sunflowers at Eckerd's Orchards are actually thriving in this hot weather.
Austin takes a look at how the heat is helping these fruits flourish.
Out here, it's like the dog days of summer. The heat, the humidity. What some of us don't like, something else does.
That sunshine and that heat ripen those berries for us quicker, which is excellent because we're ready to have blackberry picking. Everybody's ready to get out and pick. And yes, I know it's going to be hot.
At Eckerd's Orchard, it's not just the berries benefiting from that sun's kiss. General Farm Manager Megan Field says even the sunflowers are reaching new heights.
So for us, it has caused ripening to be a little bit later.
You know how it's been an unusually comfortable summer up to this point? Low humidity being that key there? It's been great, right? Yeah, those blackberries need this heat, though, to pack that flavor we love.
The heat does help us in the ripening process in any of our fruits. It helps with apples. That sunshine helps with sugar content as well.
So now we're in this stretch of mugginess and just what feels like a constant sticky sweat. But these berries are ready for snacking or baking thanks to this unfavorable weather for us.
They'll ripen fast with this heat coming on.
Details about picking your own berries or sunflowers can be found on our website, lex18.com. In Versailles, Austin Pollock, Evening Edition.
Well, stay with us here. Coming up, a city program has helped dozens of people in Lexington install solar panels. We'll have that story coming up.
How one homeowner says it was a win-win for her.
Hit a grand slam at Don Franklin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. During the Make This the Summer sales event, get over $11,000 off MSRP on the 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn Lone Star. Or drive away in the new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for as low as $44,269. Stop by today at Don Franklin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Andy Beshear backs Joe Biden's failing agenda. But what about Beshear's own far-left record? Beshear launched a partisan takeover of Kentucky schools, dissolving the entire Board of Ed, and then packing the new board with his political donors. And worse, Beshear ordered the early release of nearly 1,900 convicts. More than 800 faced new criminal charges, including kidnapping, murder, and child sex abuse. Andy Beshear, he's not looking out for us.
The Lexington Counterclocks are set for fun in their newly renovated stadium. Exciting baseball is just the beginning. Bring the whole family to Bark in the Park. Thirsty Thursdays, Saturday night fireworks, and much more. Tickets and a full schedule of events at LexingtonCounterclocks.com.
There's no such thing as someone else's child.
The radical left has declared war on parents, and Andy Beshear is with them. Beshear supports making it easier for children to get abortions without telling their parents. He supports allowing schools to refer children to psychological treatment without telling parents. Beshear even supports allowing school employees to secretly help children change genders without telling their parents. Andy Beshear, putting liberal politics over parents.
Hit a grand slam at Kentucky's #1 Hyundai dealer, Don Franklin Hyundai. Drive away in the all-new Hyundai Sonata SE sedan as low as $26,870. Or get 4.49% APR for 60 months on select Hyundai Santa Cruz models. Hurry into Don Franklin Lexington Hyundai.
Alexa, turn on nap time. Control the light and temperature of your home with ease with app-controlled automatic blinds from the Blindsman. Because we understand that a nap this good deserves no interruptions. Download the free LEX18 Storm Tracker weather app today.
Today, Lexington and solar energy leaders came together to celebrate a new program that they hope will bring more sustainability to Lexington and reduce the dependence on the electrical grid.
That project, Solarize Lexington, launched 4 months ago and has been able to get homeowners access to discounted solar panels, as much as 23%. Nonprofits and businesses are also eligible to apply for the program. One homeowner says the process took about 6 weeks start to finish after living in her home for more than 4 40 years. She says she's seen her bill drop from as much as $200 to $20. She says she teaches her 2-year-old grandson to be more sustainable, and she believes installations like this are important.
If we don't change what we're doing, there may not be a sustainable world, in my opinion. You know, with all we recycle, we use as much natural resources as we possibly can, and I think it's important.
The city says people who live in Fayette County have shown a lot of interest in the program. About 500 interest forms have been completed.
Well, you may be enjoying summer, but it's almost time to think fall.
Well, Keeneland Fall Meet, that is. Tickets for Keeneland's 2023 Fall Meet schedule will go on sale to the public August 15th at 9 a.m. This year's Fall Meet is scheduled from October 6th to the 28th. Dining, grandstand reserved, and general admission will be available. Tickets must be purchased at Keeneland's online ticket office. And you can get tickets to another fun Lexington event. Award-winning American comedian, actor, screenwriter, and producer Dave Chappelle announced his 2023 comedy show tour dates, which include a stop in Lexington. Chappelle will make a stop at Rupp Arena on September 12th. Tickets are available for pre-sale tomorrow, and general sales begin July 27th at 10 a.m. on Ticketmaster.com. Well, today's weather calmed down quite a bit from yesterday.
Now we're looking at the heat wave to continue and the chance of rain throughout the week.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck is tracking it all and has your full Storm Tracker forecast next.
So Simon, your top 15 most memorable auditions.
I couldn't lose one of the acts. We've changed it to top 16. There's never been a Crown Vic Hot Wheels.
Let's make some history. I want to turn it into the ultimate girl race car.
These wings are gorgeous.
We love wings, both chicken and automotive.
Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge, tonight on NBC.
Hit a grand slam at Don Franklin Somerset Kia. Get 5.75% APR for 84 months on select Kia models. Or travel with ease in the all-new 2023 Kia Sorento SX SUV for $48,365. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Somerset Kia.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in the Commonwealth. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
New scratch-offs from the Kentucky Lottery will get you moving.
If your old car needs a new home, visit Courtesy BuysAllCars.com. Don't waste your time, go log on to Courtesy BuysAllCars.com. Sweet.
BBN Tonight, presented locally by CHI St. Joseph Health.
At least we're not talking severe weather.
That's good. And that makes it a much calmer night tonight. Chances for that are pretty remote as we go through the next few days. There could be some isolated summertime thunderstorms, but nothing much beyond that. Let's talk about all this. First, well, we do have some thunderstorms showing up on the Max Track Live Doppler, but most of them, in fact, all of them, are across the southern tier of counties. We look to the south, and you can find those there. They're approaching the headwaters there of Lake Cumberland, and with those storms that are around there, that's what I was looking for. Come on down here. Let's try and come down here. There, we'll walk it out this way. Almost. There we go. Yeah, voila. More than easy? Yeah. So easy, even a child could do it. But there's Lake Cumberland there, so you see over toward Cumberland County, southern part of Adair County. We've been watching little tiny ones trying to pop up, little updrafts, Pulaski, McCreary, Wayne counties. They encounter what's called a cap. And as the sweep comes by, we'll see if these things even hang on through the next pass. But the cap is warm air aloft, so the cumulus clouds, they can't continue to rise through that warm air that is the cap, and so they basically then just die in place. We are looking at these showers that may hold on into parts of Wayne County before they rain themselves out. For many, summer's been a really good one so far. Your electric bills have not been bad. That's going to change some this week. But here comes the heat dome, and 90s will become the normal for us. But I want to show you what the actual stats are. This is going back to the beginning of summer, June 1st, meteorological summer, through yesterday. And this is the temperature anomaly across the nation. So blue is cool, orange is warm. Look at how much of the country is at and below normal this summer season. So again, for a lot of us, this has been good. Now, it's been hot in Texas. That has now spread into the desert, but they were really cool in June. It's been in July when they've been so hot. South Florida has also been hot. But again, most of the country has had a pretty good summer so far, but it's changing. That area that was cool, look at how hot it is right now. These are the current temperatures. The hundreds going all the way up into southern Kansas. It's 90s as far north as Minneapolis. For us, the heat is building, and it's coming this way as the heat dome continues to expand, and with it pushing anything that resembled the nice weather up to the north for the moment. But as we go through time, what's likely to happen, that cool pool that's sitting up here, now we're looking out July 31st through August 1st, so 6 to 10 days out. Still sitting up there. Meanwhile, we're still pretty doggone hot into the first part of August. But by the time we get you into the first full week of August, that cool pool begins to expand back to the southwest. And this is a pattern we've seen time and again over the last really several weeks, where the cool air just kind of beats back the heat. But the heat is going to be here for a while, though, before that happens. You got temperatures in the 90s all the way through. And you see the haze out there. Little Canadian smoke is in the upper levels of the atmosphere again. 87 after a high today of 89. Not much wind, and a heat index comes in at 90. That number could be pushing 100 before the week is done. We're in Hamburg, it's 84. Brandon Crossing's 84. 87 out of Frankfurt. 86 Clays Ferry. Rest of the Mesonet, Cynthiana's 84. Stanford's 84. Boonville has dropped back off to 81. There's your heat dome. It's going to slide up through the Tennessee Valley here. Dying thunderstorm complex tomorrow. May bring some clouds with it, but overall the rain chance will remain pretty small. But there may be enough cool air aloft associated with it that an isolated thunderstorm becomes at least a possibility. And as we carry you into Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday morning will be our best chances for seeing some thunderstorms with a little wave coming by. But beyond that, it's just hot. Mainly clear, warm and humid tonight, near 70. Tomorrow, low 90s, partly to mostly sunny, hot and humid, that isolated storm chance. Thunderstorm chances a little better Thursday morning, and then we are hot Friday going into the weekend with those scattered summertime thunderstorms both Saturday and Sunday.
UK football's transfer tackle Marcus Cox is getting some 2024 NFL draft buzz.
And we have a feature story on the coach that makes all these guys so strong. Meet football's Mark Hill tonight.
Sponsored locally by CHI St. Joseph Health and Nissan. Here's what's on tonight on LEX 18. Sponsored by the pros at Fast Flow Plumbing, your neighborhood plumbing experts.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And every new Toyota comes with that. Like Tacoma, America's best-selling midsize truck has the room and the ability to get you these kind of views. And Tacoma also has the best resale value in its class. During Toyota's Room with a View event, you can get any new Tacoma with 3.99 APR financing. Plus, every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Book your room now. Toyota, let's go places.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. Arby's crispy classic chicken sandwich. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Hit a grand slam at Don Franklin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. During the Make This the Summer sales event, get over $11,000 off MSRP on the 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn Lone Star. Or drive away in the new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for as low as $44,269. Stop by today at Don Franklin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
The 5-year survival rate of a lung cancer diagnosis in central Kentucky is only 20%. By by the time you're showing symptoms, it's already too late. Talk to your doctor about getting screened and rely on the trusted physicians of Ephraim McDowell Lung Center. Don't wait.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Or get 0.9% APR plus 2,000 trade assistance and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
The Big Blue Nation's official station is LEX 18.
Well, it was a busy weekend for the Wolf County Search and Rescue Team.
The volunteer team responded to 2 calls in the Red River Gorge. They say around 4 Saturday afternoon, a hiker fell and injured her knee while hiking on the Rockbridge Trail. The rescue team put her knee in a splint and carried her to the trailhead where her spouse took her on to the hospital. Then Sunday morning, they say another woman injured her hamstring while climbing at Muir Valley. Rescuers were able to take her out of the woods, and another member of her party took her to the hospital. An Anderson County business remains closed after a strong storm damaged their building earlier this month.
Tastefully Delicious in downtown Lawrenceburg had to close after the storm on July 2nd. The National Weather Service says straight-line winds of up to 90 miles per hour moved through the city, causing damage to the brickwork. In a Facebook post, the business says they hope to have a structural engineer check out the building tomorrow so they can begin fixing the building. Well, here's a look at what's in the works tonight for LEX 18 News at 11.
Emergency management leaders in Lexington are making sure people in mobile homes are prepared for severe weather. We'll show you how. That's ahead at 11. Evening edition is back after this.
Baseball seems to be kind of getting the forefront of all the news lately. Guys coming, guys going, leaving. Hey, we got another one that has good news for him, signed with another major league team, so we'll talk about Zach Lee. And also Marcus Cox from the UK football team. A lot of early NFL draft buzz for him. We expect the Big Blue Wall to be better. It appears it is.
Yes, and I think he will certainly be a big part of that. Now, one of the most important parts of the summer, especially for a football team like we have here in Lexington, is the summer workout, because it's hard, right? Yeah. They're not able to get with their full-time coaches. The practice schedule is pretty limited, but this is still a vital point of the year. So I sat down with Kentucky's head strength and conditioning coach, Mark Hill, to give the BBN a behind-the-scenes look at the work they're putting in now to get ready for the season.
My faith guides me as governor and as a dad. I'm a deacon in my church, and I believe that all children are children of God. These attacks on me by Daniel Cameron are not true. I've never supported gender reassignment surgery for kids, and those procedures don't happen here in Kentucky. When I took office, I vowed to support parents, because as parents, we know what's best for our kids, not politicians in Frankfort or Washington.
Get a grand slam at Kentucky's #1 Hyundai dealer, Don Franklin Hyundai. Drive away in the all-new Hyundai Sonata SE sedan as low as $26,870. Or get 4.49% APR for 60 months on select Hyundai Santa Cruz models. Hurry into Don Franklin Lexington Hyundai.
This is a real person seeking a solution to a real problem.
Hi, welcome to the Good Feet store. I am at a breaking point with my feet, knees, hips, and back.
Then she was personally fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk. I feel less flat-footed. I didn't notice any pain in my back. That's not an exaggeration. I definitely didn't think that something like this existed.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
During Sleep Outfitters Save-A-Thon, save up to 30% on Sealy mattresses. 20 models starting at $175. Plus, save with no interest financing and free delivery. Our expert Sleep Outfitters will help you find the right mattress to fit your body and budget. Now at Sleep Outfitters.
Did you know Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm? Morgan & Morgan even covers you if you get hurt in Sandwich, Illinois, or why not North Carolina? It's easy. Just dial Pound Law or go to forthepeople.com to get started.
Whether you're getting away from it all or to it all, Ford vehicles help you get more out of your summer. And during the summer sales event, you can get a lot more for your money. Hurry in now for financing as low as 2.9% for 60 months on many of our most popular models. And that's in addition to up to $2,000 retail trade assist cash. For more fun, more adventure, and now more savings, visit your local Ford store today, where there's always more in store.
Tired of being in the gym all week with no results? Tried every known weight loss solution and getting nowhere? Ageless has the fix. Semaglutide is an FDA-approved weight loss solution. Call the Ageless Center today for a free semaglutide consultation. 859-335-1330.
We are looking at a warm start to the day tomorrow, mid-70s as we begin. On our way to highs tomorrow afternoon that should get up into the low 90s. Plenty of mugginess around, so your heat index values will be middle and upper 90s. One or two folks could touch that 100-degree mark. Take it easy in the afternoon. Stay hydrated. Maybe an isolated storm is a chance, but it's not a big one.
We thank you for watching LEX 18 News Evening Edition.
BBN Tonight is up next, and we're right back here at 11 o'clock.
Have a great night.
LEX 18, streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX 18 on your device. From your official UK station for Big Blue Nation, this is BBN Tonight, presented by Aetna. Healthier happens together.
Welcome into BBN Tonight. I'm Keith Farmer.
And I'm Maggie Davis. Thanks for joining us. Tonight we have the latest talk surrounding Kentucky's offensive line, plus another Bat-Cat is going pro.
And Maggie has a feature story that shows you how the Cats are putting in the work even while we're in the dog days of summer. That's tonight's Big Blue story, presented by CHI St. Joseph Health.
Well, the summer is an interesting time for college football players. Everyone is trying to put in the work, get better, and prepare for the start of a new season. Some have something to prove, others nothing to lose. Everyone's itching to get back on the field in front of thousands of screaming fans. But sometimes, especially in the summer, it's the quieter moments that can have the loudest impact. The day-to-day work put in behind the scenes. And that's where Mark Hill comes in.
It's just a group of strength coaches that are just demanding, holding guys accountable, keeping guys going, and truly knowing how to structure a workout throughout the summer in order to get guys peaked and ready to go for fall camp.
That was one of the big takeaways from my conversation with Kentucky football's head strength and conditioning coach. His job right now isn't necessarily to have the players ready for September 2nd. They're prepping for August.
We want to get stronger, obviously, but that entails explosive lifting, just different phases of, not just plyometric training, but also speed work, getting legs stronger, getting shoulders stronger, taking guys who have been injured and continuing their rehab and getting those areas stronger that they need to continue to rehab on and strengthen in order to be at an optimal level by the time camp starts. So it's not about just getting stronger. We also guys who need to gain weight. A guy like Barry Brown, people may look, oh my God, he's fast, he's this, he's that. I'm looking at what he can improve upon and where can he get better. And so for him, that's about continuing to feed his body right, fueling, doing the necessary things in terms of that. You're fast, let's get faster. But also let's work on things that you need to work on. Is your ankle flexion and your ankle mobility the way it needs to be? Is your hip mobility the way it needs to be? What about your upper body strength? What about your explosive strength? Those are things that we can continue to improve on. Now, where he's improved, hands down, is his overall body strength, not just upper body, not just legs. He's attacking the weight room, he's hitting it in a different way. And when you have guys like that are extremely talented, that attack training the right way, the sky's the limit not only for him, but his teammates, because his teammates see that.
You have Deion Walker saying, I want to lose weight so I can go out there and play more reps, be more consistent, and help my team in this way. Mm-hmm. What have you seen out of him?
So that involves him being more conscious about what he's eating. Barry Brown's a guy that's 180 pounds, so obviously his diet can be a little bit more extensive in terms of a guy like Deion. But for him, he comes in a couple times a day. He knows how to come in and get his cardio and does things. He has a weight goal. He has a short-term weight goal weekly. individually, and he has a long-term weight goal. So he's got to be extremely conscientious on his time, really kind of volunteering his time to come in and do the cardio on top of the mandatory work that we have him do.
How much of this falls on these guys to come in voluntarily, like you said, and get it done on their own versus how much can coaches be involved at this point?
Well, it's truly easy for us. We know how much time we can have. I think at this time it's 8 hours per week that we can have with the guys. And the workouts that we do cover the majority of that time. So when those guys come in on their own and they're getting things like the receivers are out there catching jugs or they're out there doing certain drills by themselves, that's all them. The captains can arrange stuff and it's voluntary. I mean, it's all them. But what team that has had success doesn't have a bunch of guys that are doing things on their own to get better as a team or as individuals? I think that the job that we do, it really goes unnoticed. I think it's really more involved and more detailed and strenuous than anybody will ever understand. Sometimes when you see us excited, on the field or excited on the sideline, it may not be for the reason you think. It's not for the big play. It's that, okay, finally this guy started to run the way we wanted him to run, or, he's finally cutting the way we want him to cut, or he's exploding, or he's using his hands, and things that we've worked on time and time again, and now you're getting to see that in real action.
You're watching things differently than the rest of us, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, and we watch film.
Yeah.
We watch film every Sunday and just see which guys are getting better, what we need to continue to work on. We watch practice for that reason. So we're just, instead of watching one group, we're watching a whole collective of guys just to see what we need to continue to work on. Because it's not so much about everything that's going on down in the weight room. We have to get them better as football players. I think any strength coach, any coach will tell you, those guys who are highly motivated, who you don't have to worry about, who are going to do the things that they need to do every day, that's a small percentage of athletes. Those are your elite athletes, the Kobe Bryants of the world, the Michael Jordans of the world, guys of that nature, LeBron James, Tom Brady, for instance. That's a small percentage of guys. We have a job for the larger percentage of athletes who may not be highly motivated every single day, and that's our job to keep them going. And, like I said, you get to know your athletes on a personal basis and truly understand what motivates them, and how to push them and how to get them going. And so you structure a program and you structure a group of coaches, strength coaches, whatnot, that, have seen it before and understand what it's going to take each day in and day out to get guys going, to keep it. You give them a standard. Coach Hoop sets a standard up here, and we follow that standard to a T downstairs, and we have a certain set of expectations every single day that the guys walk in that weight room, and we make sure that those expectations are met.
Big thanks to Mark Hill for his time. I always love seeing a behind-the-scenes look at something like that, but especially in this case, I just love learning a little bit more about how scientific it is. You don't always think about strength and conditioning in that way, but just hearing him talk about how closely they're watching these guys, the amount of film they watch. Really cool insight, I thought.
And to see how they watch that film and are happy with the move they make on the field, not because it gained this many yards or got a touchdown, but because of the way they made it, because they feel like they helped them out.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
All in the details. And big thanks to Nick Lazaroff, our photographer, for shooting that story. Did a great job.
Marcus Cox is getting a little love from The Athletic. Draft specialist Dane Brugler listed Cox as the 5th best senior offensive tackle in the upcoming draft pool. Cox has received very high praise from the coaching staff since he showed up on campus. But to get some outside confirmation has to be reassuring for the fans to hear.
Well, and his teammates have also been impressed by Cox so far. Here's what Eli Cox said last week at SEC Media Day.
I just think the depth and competition we have on this team and just the veteran leadership. We got a lot of new faces, but they're old faces. I mean, Marcus Cox, we brought in from NIU as a 6-year football player. He's played a lot of football. He's new to Kentucky, but he's not new to college football. So we have a lot more experience.
But Coach Stoops reiterated at Media Day the offensive line had to get better this season, no bones about it. But even back in the spring, we could tell he was getting excited about the transfer left tackle.
I
think it's fair to say that, I've addressed it. You've written about it probably, talked about it, that we need to improve in certain spots in the offensive line. I think we've addressed that issue. Always want to continue to work really hard and get better. But personnel-wise, I feel good. And I feel like we have some numbers and some guys to work with, and I like their approach, and there's quite a few. I just feel like there's really good leadership with Eli and Jagger have another year experience, and of course Kenneth. But then you bring in a guy like Marcus Cox, and he's so big and athletic and really good person, good leader, and just the way he goes about his business, the way he goes through walkthroughs, the way he goes through meetings. I mean, he's just a very mature young man and works really hard, and by the way, looks very athletic out there. So that's a good thing.
Well, I think Coach Stoops said it best. He said, you've written about it, you've talked about it, and he's right. You don't want to feel like we are just absolutely hammering this point home. But the offensive line did need to improve this offseason. We saw what happened last year. It put Will Levis at a disadvantage. You don't want to put Devin Leary in that same situation. So this Marcus Cox specifically, I think will be a big improvement on the line. And, of course, just the reshuffling in general will be a big move this season.
We are so excited about football season. We
if you can't tell.
We know you are too. And now you can save the date for Fan Day. It's going to come up Saturday, August 5th. More details will be coming your way, but go ahead and get it on your calendars. Fall camp starts that Monday, and it's officially football season. Excited about that.
Yes.
All right, coming up next on BBN Tonight, we'll have the latest on the Batcats. 2 former players making headlines. We're going to have more about those Cats right after this.
Aetna Better Health of Kentucky offers Medicaid with the support you need to stay on top of your family's health so you can focus on what really matters. We're here for you and your family every day. Welcome to Aetna Better Health of Kentucky, where you'll find easy access to the doctors you know and trust, care that's close to home for you and your family, coverage that's designed for Kentucky families, and so much more. We're here with you every step of the way. Better health, better Medicaid.
BBN Tonight, presented locally by G&J Pepsi.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine. You can go from zero to fun in no time and leave basic far behind. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Now get a low $419 per month lease, or get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Made from scratch biscuits rising, hand-breaded chicken frying, 100% Angus beef burgers charbroiling. Just a few of the ways Hardee's handcrafts goodness in the making.
For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Call Morgan & Morgan for the people.
There's no such thing as someone else's child.
The radical left has declared war on parents, and Andy Beshear is with them. Beshear supports making it easier for children to get abortions without telling their parents. He supports allowing schools to refer children to psychological treatment without telling parents. Beshear even supports allowing school employees to secretly help children change genders without telling their parents. Andy Beshear, putting liberal politics over parents.
My name's Ruth Evelyn. Join me at DQ for Miracle Treat Day on Thursday, July 27th. $1 or more of each Blizzard treat sold at participating locations will benefit your local children's hospital, providing treatment to countless kids like me. Miracle Treat Day, Thursday, July 27th.
You never know who or what you'll find at For the Love of the Game. Buy, sell, trade at 169 East Reynolds Road, Suite 202D in Lexington. The Lexington Counterclocks are set for fun in their newly renovated stadium. Exciting baseball is just the beginning. Bring the whole family to Bark in the Park. Thirsty Thursdays, Saturday night fireworks, and much more. Tickets and a full schedule of events at LexingtonCounterclocks.com.
Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or French toast tips. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
You're watching BBN Tonight, presented by Aetna. Healthier happens together.
Welcome back into BBN Tonight. More great news for the baseball team as another Cat is off the board. Right-handed pitcher Zach Lee has signed with the Detroit Tigers.
The senior ace earned 15 starts this past season, which led the team. He also paced the Cats by pitching 71.1 innings, and in strikeouts with 79. All of those numbers, by the way, career highs. He had 4 wins on the season. That was tied for the season lead as well. And when Kentucky needed to win the game, Lee was who Mingione would send to the mound. He's one of several seniors who had a major impact on the team last season and who left a legacy with the Wildcats.
Swings and sends a drive to right. The big hit Kentucky's been looking for, and Gillum delivers. Stanky has to throw down to first. He'll do so with plenty of room to spare. And the third inning's in the books. In foul ground, Isaiah Byers with a wide berth around first. Motors into second. Right-hander comes home, and he struck him out swinging. Swung on it. It's at the wall, and it's over the wall and gone. A skyward point by Chase Stanky. The 2-2 once more. Struck him out swinging with a fastball. Kentucky hangs on to the lead. Swung on it, driven into center field deep. It's over the wall. It's a 2-run homer for Gillum. Lined into left field for a base hit. They're going to send around Smith. The throw is booted in left center. Here comes Gray. He scores, and Kentucky walks it off.
Gotta love that. What they put in there. We hate to lose Zach Lee, right? But
oh my gosh, of course.
So happy to see him get the signing done and get his career started.
Yes, absolutely. And you saw a lot of Hunter Gillum in that story. He was such a leader on this year's team. And the good news for BBN, even though that Hunter Gillum is out of eligibility, he is staying in Lexington. He posted yesterday, he's calling this place home and is opening a baseball and softball training facility. Quote, "My goal for the athletes I work with is to make the game easier for them by teaching skills I wish I knew at a younger age. I've seen the talent and the hard work it takes to get to the highest level, and I would love to help your son or daughter," end quote. Hunter tweeted out more information. You can also find that link on our BBN Tonight social pages, so check out our Twitter and our Facebook for more information. If there's anything or anyone that you know who would be interested in this, Hunter is a great guy and I think would do a really good job with this.
I mean, that tells you something about him coming in here, getting to play for the Cats, making such a big impact, and enjoying himself so much that he wants to stay here and help other baseball players. So I think it's so cool, and people should definitely take advantage of that because he has a lot to teach.
A guy from California who started out at a college in California, had never traveled more than a few miles from home, takes the leap to transfer to the University of Kentucky, and like you said, likes it so much. We're not getting rid of him anytime soon. So congratulations again to Hunter on everything that he accomplished here, and best of luck, of course, going forward.
We're going to have so much more on the Cats right after this.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Kroger, we invest in local farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes as fresh as it gets. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Boost by Kroger Plus is more than worth it.
Give it to me, I'm worth it.
With 2 times fuel points and free delivery, you can save up to $1,000 per year. Try Boost free for 30 days. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
BBN Tonight, sponsored locally by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Sing the song for tomorrow.
Fazoli's fan favorite baked fettuccine Alfredo is back.
Fettuccine noodles topped with rich, creamy Alfredo and mozzarella cheese, baked to golden perfection for only $5.99, including our famous unlimited breadsticks. Only at Fazoli's, where life is better with breadsticks.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And every new Toyota comes with that. Like this RAV4, America's best-selling SUV, has got all kinds of room. And you can't beat this view. This electrified RAV4 hybrid can go an estimated 580 miles without stopping for gas or to recharge. During Toyota's Room with a View event, get 3.99 APR on RAV4 or 4.99 on a RAV4 hybrid, plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Book your room now. Toyota, let's go places.
Coast to coast, people count on Spectrum to keep them connected to what matters most. We were born to build, with a network more than 800,000 miles long, connecting communities large and small, bringing internet, TV, and mobile service across the country. With over 100,000 employees, our commitment runs deep. It's local, too, because this is home. We live and work in the communities we serve. We send our kids to the same schools, cheer for the same teams, shop at the same stores. We support small businesses, many of whom we're proud to call customers. And we proudly support those that support us all. Like you, we work hard every day to deliver the best services, since we count on them too. Our work is never done, and that's okay, because we have commitments to keep. We're Spectrum, connecting the places we all call home.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 2 on LEX 18. The Big Blue Nation's official station is LEX 18. You're watching BBN Tonight, presented by Aetna. Healthier happens together.
Welcome back to BBN Tonight. The Kentucky swimming and diving team has its new head coach.
Brett Lundegaard will be leading the Wildcats. Mitch Barnhart made the announcement saying his teams have, quote, demonstrated championship performance in the pool and in the classroom while sharing our vision for development of student athletes in all areas of their lives.
Lundegaard comes to Lexington fresh off an Ivy League campaign when he took Princeton to its second Ivy League team championship under his direction. He'd been with the Tigers since the 2017 season and produced a total of 21 Ivy League individual champions, coached 57 athletes to all Ivy League status, and posted a 42-12 dual meet record and 27-8 conference record during his tenure.
Before Princeton, Lundegaard spent 5 seasons in the SEC as an assistant and director of recruiting at Tennessee, but originally he is from Nevada. He swam at the University of Washington, and now his wife and their 3 daughters will join him in Lexington. So congratulations, and of course, welcome to the Big Blue Nation, Coach. Happy to have you. I'm sure we'll have him on the show soon.
Hope so, yeah. Kentucky women's basketball's incoming senior forward, Nia Leveretter, has been representing the Cats all over the country this summer.
Yes, absolutely killing it, too. First, she was elected UK Student Athlete Advisory Committee's vice president. Then she was selected for the SEC Basketball Leadership Council, and she got to represent the conference as a whole at the NCAA Student Athlete Leadership Forum in Baltimore. But, Keith, that's not all.
Not at all.
Because today we also learned Nia has been appointed to this season's NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Student Athlete Engagement Group.
That basically means she's going to be working closely with the NCAA to help sustain and advance the organization as a whole. And she'll be participating in committee meetings and conference calls with her fellow appointees and NCAA stakeholders. It's so cool to see her getting involved in something like this. And we've seen so many other Cats in the past getting involved with the SEC and becoming leaders, not just on the school and on the campus, but also within the conference.
It would have been so easy for her when she tore her ACL last season to totally check out,
right,
and to just be mentally done with college athletics, maybe even college in general, and just say, hey, this has been enough. This has been really hard. And I think she would have had the right to do that. And instead, she's gone totally the opposite direction, has gotten so involved off the court. Can't wait to see how that carries over on the court this season now that she's feeling healthy again.
Great to see her hopefully bouncing back well there. Yes. All right, stay right there. More BBN Tonight is ahead.
Did you know that Kentucky is home to nearly 1,000 species of wildlife?
The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife has a team of scientists that are dedicated to the monitoring and study of animals that are not hunted, fished, or trapped.
We work every day to improve Kentucky's landscape so that these species can thrive.
And now there's a way for you to jump in and help.
When you become a member of Kentucky Wild, we'll work side by side and do our part to keep Kentucky wild.
BBN Tonight, presented locally by CHI St. Joseph Health.
The water had come up to right about here.
1 year after the devastating floods, how are Kentucky communities rebuilding and recovering?
Water starts rising, we all know what we need to do.
Watch our special coverage all this week on LEX 18 News.
Zaxby's new Philly comes with garlic aioli, grilled peppers and onions, melty cheese, and of course, chicken. Obviously. The new chicken Philly. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Central Kentucky is hot, and you're still driving around with bad AC, or worse, a check engine light. Why fix it when you can forget it at Paul Miller Auto Outlet? We'll buy your car no matter what condition it's in. Trade in your old car and choose from over 180 quality pre-owned vehicles. All makes and models, all fully inspected, with many under 20 grand, and financing for everyone. Get a cool ride for the hot summer before the vehicle you want is sold.
Everybody saves big at Paul Miller Auto Outlet.
People's Bank is proud to continue to invest in the Bluegrass State. Our team has years of experience right here in the Commonwealth. By partnering with People's Bank, we provide solutions, not just products. Our vision is to be the best community bank in America, and we would love a chance to earn your business. People's Bank, working together, building success.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbomax pickups, or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
The Kentucky Lottery, over $4.8 billion in grants and scholarships.
Zaxby's new Philly. The garlic aioli, grilled peppers and onions with melty cheese make it a Philly. But the chicken makes it Zaxby's. Try it fried or grilled. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
Here's what's on tonight on LEX 18. Sponsored by the pros at Fast Flow Plumbing, your neighborhood plumbing experts. UK Athletics and BBN Tonight would like to recognize and thank the members of UK's diverse business cooperative program, the Social Vegan, Equity Solutions Group, Jack's Sandbar and Grill, Chiropractic Care of Lexington, Guide Realty, Elaine Allen, and Albert Couture. Once again, thanks to our diverse business cooperative members, and go Cats! You're watching BBN Tonight, presented by Aetna. Healthier happens together.
Welcome back to BBN Tonight. If we've said it once, I think we've said it a million times. The fall sports calendar is jam-packed this year, and it's going to be here before we know it.
Yes, so this message is for all those UK students out there, or friends and family of UK students. Make sure they hear this. Don't forget about next week's season pass request period for football and men's basketball student tickets. Find a window to request and all of the details you need at ukstudenttix.com. All windows close this Friday at 4 o'clock, so don't wait. Don't miss your chance to support the Cats and cheer them on this season.
Got to make sure my son knows that.
Yes, you are the friends and family of a UK student.
Exactly.
There you go.
I'll do that.
Big thanks to Mark Hill for joining us tonight.
And we're going to see you next time on BBN Tonight. But don't forget to watch BBN Game Day. Mark your calendars now, because it's making its triumphant return Saturday, August 19th. BBN Game Day airs at 9 a.m. every Saturday morning right here on the official station for Big Blue Nation, LEX 18, and also all across the UK Sports Network. So check out your local listings for times. And in the meantime, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. A classic roast beef saddled up with all that. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.